Alright, y'all. Part two of this episode. Trey and J-Mo. The fact that they found out that Ernestine's mom was the one that took the money. Trey tried to go in there and try to find out if she did, but Ernestine was at the house. So, of course, he had to play it off. And then the question is, are you going to tell Ernestine that your mama, her mother, is the one that took the money? And everything. Well, he did try to tell her that he thinks the mama took the money. But wait till they find out that she did. J-Mo, what he gonna do? I don't think he gonna do nothing really because at the end of the day, y'all are stashing money at our house. So let her keep that little bit of money, so she can do whatever she wanna do. At the end of the day, as much money as y'all be making, you ain't gonna miss that little bit of money. That means you can continue to keep money there. Just give her a little bit off top, and that's it. Pay her. Just pay her. It's that simple. Natasha, girl, I'm so proud of you, girl. The way that she played Dawn and Charles this morning, I knew Dawn was how Charles that found out that where Natasha was working out at. I knew it was Dawn. I knew Dawn was following her. I knew it. I've been watching a lot of skits where I've seen stories similar to this, and even I myself went through it, and I had to end up, telling my sister I was done. Let me explain something to y'all. It's always gonna be one that's gonna be the irresponsible and one that's gonna be the responsible. And if you got more than one, it can go either way. But at the end of the day, I understand that Dawn lost her mother and Natasha lost her mother and they lost their father too. And Natasha feels like that she's obligated to be there. See, here's the thing. Be there doesn't mean being broke. Be there doesn't mean putting stuff in your name that you ain't never gonna use. Be there does not mean giving up more than you can afford that you know you ain't never gonna get back. People do not know the definition of reciprocation. So everything you do, they gonna think is expected. So when people say the word borrow, unless you get something in writing saying they're gonna pay you back your money, you're never gonna get it back. Everything you do for that person, most of them gonna keep it, and you're never gonna get it back. Even with engagement rings and everything, a lot of women think they have the right to keep the engagement ring. Let me tell you something. I'm not keeping that engagement ring. I'm giving it right back. Matter of fact, I'm giving back the wedding ring too. I'm not keeping none of that. Y'all, when I tell you I cleanse myself of people in general, I do, including the wedding ring. I am not staying in the house. If I was Amber, I would not stay in the house. I just wouldn't. I'd move out. I would get something that isn't my own. I wouldn't stay there. Especially every time I walk around, I gotta remember all the times we had. Nope, I ain't doing that. I want a new start. A new start means a new beginning, a new everything. And for me, that was leaving North Carolina to go to Florida. So I'm just using that as an example. But Natasha got to understand Dawn is playing her face. When she sat there and went off on Dawn, she should have put her foot down and said, you know what, no. And now she taught both of them a lesson. She turns off her thing. So that way Dawn don't know where she at. And her and Rolanda more than likely probably found a new place to be able to work out. Because the look on Rolanda's face, she felt very uncomfortable. But that was not on Rolanda to say no. That was on Natasha to deal with that. And so the fact that even though, yes, she said, she was cool, but she still didn't help Dawn with her car. And she ended up standing them up. And the fact that Dawn, you brought Charles. Why are you having conversations with Charles? And here we go again with the DK situation. Dawn and Charles gonna end up sleeping together. Two insecure people gonna end up sleeping together. And I think she gonna find out and she gonna end up not dealing with either one of them. And Rolanda gonna be there for her. And the fact she talking about this has something to do with Rolanda. This ain't got nothing to do with Rolanda. This got everything to do with your sister wants her space. From you and from Charles. She wants space. And she's around people that are on the same level as she is, not only successfully, but also mentally. She's with grown, mature people that don't want nothing from her. That where she loses money or anything else. But I just think that it's good that her and Kendrick are doing what they're doing. Let me explain why. Some people are very uptight. Very uptight. And the only reason they're uptight because they need some good, yeah, I know what I'm trying to say. That's all Natasha needed. Natasha need people that she can have fun with. She can let her hair down. She can talk to them. But these are very grown, mature people. And eventually you will find your tribe. And when you find your tribe, those are the people you're going to want to be with because they're on the same level as you in all aspects. They want nothing from you. They're not using you. These are people that can pay for their own stuff when they go on, going on, going out to eat, hanging out, friend dates. They can pay for it. Y'all go on trips, they can pay for it. If everybody wants shots, somebody can pay for one, somebody can pay for the other. If you short, they can help you out. If you're short, you give it back to them. These are people that you, just like you, make like a book club. You know what I'm saying? That's where Natasha is. And Dawn don't fit that. Dawn is a leech. And all it is Natasha has been taking care of her. Natasha has always been there. But she never reciprocates it. She don't do nothing for Natasha unless she wants something. And like I said, eventually she gonna cut her off. And I'm glad she played both of them. Because like I said, why is Charles there? Charles is only there because Kendrick was there. But like I said, Natasha is always going to be 2 steps ahead. So I'm glad she did that. And I'm glad she changed her spot. But Dawn, she going to come over there. She going to follow her. Tell Charles where, she's at. So Natasha, you should figure out that Dawn is the one that told Charles where you were and your location and how, you and Kendrick couldn't do y'all thing. Mm-hmm. That was Dawn. Girl, you need to get rid of your sister. And I'm not saying get rid of your sister completely, but sometimes you gotta cut people off, especially when it comes to them financial strings. You gotta cut them off because, like I said, some people they expect you to do stuff and they don't never pay you back your money. They never do for your kids, but yet you're doing for theirs. And at the end of the day, if Natasha was to have a baby, Dawn would never do for her baby what Natasha did when it came to Zoe. She just wouldn't. She wouldn't for any reason whatsoever. She's so used to Natasha being there. And now that Natasha is meeting new people and hanging out with new people, now she's upset about it. So at the end of the day, like I said, do I think Dawn is, got some type of mental disability? No. I just think she's just entitled. She's spoiled. And Natasha said that. She's spoiled and entitled. And this is what spoiled and entitled people do. Point blank period. This is exactly what they do. They think everybody's supposed to take care of them. They think that everybody's supposed to give up everything for them. That'd be like saying that, you remember I said I wondered about Natasha's parents and about their parents? Well, here we go. They're both dead. So we all know. So now we know. But at the end of the day, I'm very sure Natasha tell her no, her family members will be calling. Why you gonna leave your sister out there like that? You should be taking care. Why ain't y'all doing for? I'm sure Dawn got other friends. I'm sure she got other people because for the longest she was gone. Natasha was by herself. Dawn was gone. So at the end of the day, why does it matter now? So now all of a sudden now she's going to be trying to come on to Kendrick and trying to go after Kendrick. Like I said, everything or everybody that Natasha deal with, she going to try to come between. Why? Because she don't want her sister with nobody. She want her miserable. Because like I said, she wants to shine. She want to be the one that gets all the attention. She's the one that always wants to be the one that everybody looks at. Look at me. Look at me. That's what that is. She's an attention seeker, an attention whore. That's what that is. So like I said, because Natasha is more successful than she is, she just wants Natasha's life and don't want to do the work. That's what that is. Natasha does the work. She enjoys the benefits of everything Natasha has. Point blank period. Natasha gets the man, she takes him.